Hello and welcome to the video. This is a quick video about the noises that an ESC makes, specifically the ones that you'll find in wings and fixed wing models. When you plug it in, it'll make a series of beeps, something like this. And most of us don't even listen to the beeps. We're just happy that it all goes together, the magic smoke doesn't come out, and when you just raise the throttle on the radio, the motor and prop start to turn. However, those beeps are actually telling you something, and this was a great question from a Patreon of mine, a Patreon called Steve, who sent me a message asking what these beeps mean. Now, interestingly, this is the kind of stuff that occasionally makes it into the manual, and most ESCs that are on the market these days will have some kind of manual, but they can read like washing machine instructions that have been badly translated from Chinese. But most ESCs will follow the same convention. So let's look at what these beeps actually mean. In normal operation, when you plug an ESC in, it's going to make two lots of beeps. The first is to tell you how many cells in the battery it can detect. So in a 4S battery, when you connect it, it's going to beep 4 times. A 2S battery, guess what? It's going to beep twice. And then there'll be 2 more confirmation beeps, which will tell you whether the brake is on or off. I tend to fly with the brake off. Lots of pilots go into the settings and turn the brake on so the prop stops, which can be helpful with landing and also helpful with things like folding props too. So let's plug an example in on the bench and have a listen and figure out what the ESC is saying. So in that example, we heard 4 beeps for the 4S battery that I've just plugged in, and we also heard 2 extra beeps. Those 2 extra beeps are to let me know that the brake is off. Let's plug in a 2S battery into the same setup and hear the difference.
Telemetry recovered.
Now the cool thing is once an ESC is initialized and you have that final beep or double beep telling you the brake is either on or off, if it goes silent, then the ESC is kind of ready to go. And that's what we tend to just have happening in the hobby, and you don't even take any notice of it. In fact, lots of pilots that I've been talking to recently who've been flying an electric for a long time weren't aware that this is something that ESCs even did. Now, not all ESCs do it. If I just plug the ESC, the power system on my Dolphin in, and we'll have a quick listen. You'll hear that it isn't doing the same thing, and that's because some ESCs that are designed for multi-rotors will support things like D-Shot and other protocols have a different startup. So if you don't have this kind of beeping, don't worry about it. Check the manual for your individual ESC. It might be set up to a slightly different way. In fact, for me, when it doesn't do these standard, number of beeps for the cells and number of beeps for the brake, I usually can safely assume it's probably set up to support one of the digital protocols that multi-rotors and other things use, and that means I can change those settings in things like flight controllers. So next time you plug in your wing and plane and the ESC makes those noises, now you know what it means. Thank you for spending your time today watching that video. You can find me in all the usual places on social media, and if you're trying to learn about a subject, then check out the playlist. All of my videos are organized into easy to follow playlists that if you're trying to learn a topic will take you from the basics right the way through to some pretty advanced stuff.